Hey everybody, welcome to episode number 7 of Disc Golf Examiner. We have a great episode planned for you tonight. We have Jon from Upper Park Designs. It's the whole show. It's about 30 minutes of an interview. We talk about Jon and his disc golf bag company, the different designs, the different things that go into making a bag. We talk about his team and some of the things he has coming up. It's a great jam-packed interview. It's a great company. I was so impressed. Even immediately after the interview, I went and I ordered a bag. So I'm real excited that it's not shipping till the middle of November. But one of the things we hope to do is unbox this bag. I've never seen it. I've never had the materials. I never touched it. I'm very excited to see how it works and how I'll set up the bag. So keep an eye out for that in probably late November. Also, joining me tonight, I think he was just doing some last minute prep. We have Brian. How's it going tonight, Brian?
Hey, doing well. Good to hear from you today, Jeff. Actually, I am getting a little bit of research done here. I have for us a review on iTunes. We had somebody drop us a review.
Pretty no, cool. Wait, what's it say?
It's a 5-star review, so that's always good. It's from Avalanche 7474, who writes, "Always need more disc golf podcasts for the commute. These guys give great perspectives in the sport. Fun listen. I recommend it." That's awesome.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you very much for that review. We always appreciate feedback, good or bad. Let us know how we're doing. We're putting a lot of effort into getting these podcasts out weekly for you. We are launching them usually Sunday evening, 7:30, 8 o'clock. They'll be there and ready for your Monday morning commute. And apparently Avalanche 7474 is listening Monday morning. So thank you for the listen and thank you for the review.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. Thanks so much. Remember, if you do want to leave us a review, leave it on iTunes, Stitcher, whatever device you're listening on.
So like we teased at the beginning of the show, we have Jon from Upper Park Designs joining us. And I thought this was a phenomenal 30 minutes we spent with him, just learning about his company, learning about designing bags, the materials, even his team and things that are coming up in the future, even a sneak peek at the future bags he has designed. I'm really impressed with Upper Park.
Yeah, I was checking out their bags too. I love this interview. Jon seems like a really great guy. He's got his head in the right place. Company seems like, he wants to keep it on the positive side and keep it as a family environment type of thing. And I think that we're going to see some great things from him in the future. And we're already seeing great things from him, as you'll hear in this interview.
Well, let's go ahead and get right to it.
All right, let's do that.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this.
Yeah, rolling right into it.
Let's get started.
This is not awkward at all.
Here we go. Hey everybody, here we are. We're with Jon from Upper Park Designs, a disc golf bag company. There's some apparel and some other things that we'll get into tonight. We also have Brian from Disc Golf Examiner. He's joining us as well. How's it going tonight, guys?
It's going good. It's going good. It's been a long day.
Yeah, real good, real good. Real excited to talk to Jon. I've been checking out his bags. So I'm real excited.
That's awesome. I'm happy to be here.
So one of the things we like to do is we like to go back to the beginning with all of our guests. We like to really find out, what was it that got you interested in disc golf? Do you remember the first day you played?
Oh, I do. It was up at Chico, California, where I went to college, and my resident advisor, my RA, had taken us out. I was a freshman. And I never played before. I had no idea what was going on. And we went up to this sweet course up in the hills of Chico called Peregrine Point, that I'm sure anyone from the area is familiar with, and just had a great time. I think I was hooked from day one, and I was throwing some crappy, it was an Innova, a Hydra, I think. I think it stood out to me because it floated, and that was the reason I got it that day. And from then on, I just, I was pretty much in it.
So you went out and bought a disc before you even played. You didn't borrow somebody's.
No, he didn't have enough to share, so we stopped at the store on the way up and I was going through, and I had no idea what these were. All they had was a Nova disc at this. I remember Play It Again Sports or Sports Ltd or something. And yeah, I don't know why that stood out. Maybe the graphic on it, but I know that once I started learning what discs were, I don't think I ever touched it again.
that was the end of that one.
That was the end of that one. It floating was not enough for me to keep using it. I'll say that.
And how long have you been playing? About when was that?
So that was 2008. That's longer than I thought.
So
time flies.
Time does fly.
So as you're playing and you're moving around, you're starting to acquire more discs. At some point, you start to realize there's got to be a better way to carry them. And is that what kind of led to Upper Park Designs?
Yeah, pretty much that. I mean, I started playing, and actually I have two business partners. Both of them are not very involved with the business anymore. But one of my business partners at the time, we were actually roommates freshman year, and we started playing together, ended up moving, kind of as we played more and more, obviously you start acquiring more discs. And as we became roommates and became friends with our third guy, we were playing 2 or 3 times a week, but we never carried, maybe it was just the courses we were playing, but we never moved beyond 5 or 6 discs at a time. We were just always out there playing with 5 or 6. And none of us wanted to carry a shoulder bag. For no shame. I mean, all I make is backpacks, and there's a reason behind that. We always thought of the shoulder bag as just they look kind of like purses, so we wanted a backpack, or we wanted to buy a backpack that could only hold, 5 discs, 6 discs, something small that was streamlined and it wasn't heavy. And that's essentially where the idea for the Focus came from. Still to this day, the smallest backpack in the sport. And that was the idea behind it.
How do you go about, I obviously don't give us any of your trade secrets, but do you look at competitor bags out there? Do you look at materials? What goes into what you want to put into a backpack?
That's a good question. We were fortunate enough to connect with some designers in Chico that really knew the bag side of the business, more the technical aspect of things. And we, mainly my vision behind just finding out what works, right? What are disc golfers constantly doing? It's unlike any other industry, right? The big open front bags and the easy accessible pockets and things, because no other industry has these pockets built on the outside. Everything is all kept in. People close backpacks when they walk from point A to point B instead of leaving it wide open. Just kind of mixing my vision for, I think, what the need I saw, I guess, with the design team's ability to pick certain materials and really get down into the details, really created the perfect storm of whatever park is.
Did you go through? Did you test any materials that were just a disaster?
That's funny you say that. So I guess we're going way back. So this whole thing started, my 3 partners, we actually went to Walmart and we bought a $15 backpack, bottom of the barrel, just super cheap bag. And we tore it apart at the seams, stitch by stitch. And we rebuilt essentially the bag that we envisioned, that we wanted for the sport. And I guess material wise, more came down just from knowing disc golfers beat their stuff up, being picked up and put down so often. You need it to last, but we've always been more focused, and I have been really big on hiking. So lightweight materials that last, but also are not overdone. I think it's really easy to throw on 1,000D onto a backpack just because, it's going to last forever. But is it really worth the extra weight? Is it really, does it look as good as it could? So in the beginning, we started sewing these bags together ourselves and ended up coming with this concept that was completely impossible to manufacture. It involved mouse traps, and you could reach over your shoulder and pull in and pull out discs and, push these discs in behind you. And it was very Tron-like, but it wasn't feasible. But it resulted in us winning a business concept contest from Chico State. Chico State invested a little bit of money to kind of help get our design started. And then once we sat down with the design team and really figured things out, that design was pushed away and we created the focus and the shift in our first round.
Whenever you came up with the name for your company, did Upper Park mean anything to you? Was it something, that where did it come from?
Yeah. That's a great question that people from Chico only really know. So Upper Park is what we go by. Upper Park Designs kind of just had that ring to it of more, when we started this, we wanted to branch out and maybe be a bag company beyond disc golf, hiking and recreational bags. But who knows, that might still happen. But in Chico, there is, Peregrine Point is in Bidwell Park, and Bidwell has an upper and lower park. So Bidwell is in the Peregrine Point is in Upper Park, Bidwell. So that's where the name came from.
There we go.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. I don't think that's written anywhere on the website. I don't know how many people actually know that.
The secret's out.
Now at least 5 people know.
Yeah, at least 5.
You had mentioned the Green Mountain Championship, and I saw that you have a limited edition GMC bundle with a buzz.
Yep.
On last week's show, we even had U-Disc, which was part of the Green Mountain Championship.
Matt from U-Disc, he's a cool guy.
Oh, amazing! And their story is great. So how did that partnership come about? How did you end up, going, from manufacturing bags to producing the GMC bag?
So that's another great question. The GMC bag is kind of something we've always wanted to do, not necessarily GMC, but more branded backpacks. I would love to get. And I've always wanted to be more involved with companies and merging bags with disc companies. And, I don't know if you've seen, we have a collaboration with Legacy Discs right now. Legacy actually branded some of our Rebels, our new version 4 Rebels, and they have those for sale on the disc golf black market right now. And so the GMC just came about, it's just, I guess it's kind of luck in a way, but my focus has always been to grow this business grassroots style. I've never been too big on reaching out and offering to pay players to carry my product, or just kind of letting people talk about what we are, what we do, what our bags are, and our customer service. And it's built a name in the industry, and it just resulted in Jeff from GMC reaching out to us. And he was interested in seeing what we could do.
That's pretty awesome. What I'm noticing on a lot of these bags, the design seems to be have this easily reachable, no matter how you're setting the bag down. Is there any thought process behind that? They kind of look like spines. It's real cool. Yeah.
We I think maybe it became so. Still to this day, I am not a tournament disc golf player. I'm a very casual disc golfer. At my peak, I was maybe playing 4 or 5 days a week. And now that business is growing and things are getting busy, it's definitely cut down. But I think part of the design came from just not really knowing what other designs were out there, wanting to kind of be our own design from the beginning, and just make everything accessible and make everything, fit it in a tight little form factor, and I think that's partly I've always been very minimalistic. I don't like to carry a lot of extra things. And I think that goes back to me hiking, leave the extra stuff at home. Right. And, that's where our bags have been. The Focus is a prime example of just absolute minimal extra storage. The Shift has a good amount of storage, but it's done in a brilliant way at the bottom of the bag, where it's not making the bag any bigger than it needs to be. And until now, the Rebel has been very, very minimal. And with the V4 Rebels, we've doubled the side storage on each pocket, and it's expanded the storage, but it added very little weight. So that was kind of the decision there to make that bigger. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. It's just, as we play with the designs, trying to figure out these circular pieces of plastic, where the heck do we put them? Just moving them around and seeing what works. And, I think from the beginning, the design of the Focus with the file storage along the back panel, I think all of our designs have really just grown off that.
Yeah. And what I was thinking was we have a local person who goes around to the course, and they run the course, and they never put down their stuff.
Yep.
And it seems like, the Focus would be something where you could just strap that on and just play with it on, because it seems like it's lightweight. You can fit whatever disc you want in there and just go with it.
The chest and the waist straps for that one. We've been told by a lot of people that they use it to bike to the course, to jog to the course. We've sold some bags to the Army, because we've been told that in the Army they play disc golf, and as more of a training, they run from throw to throw.
Wow, that's great. I didn't know that.
I had no idea, and I don't know how popular it is. Maybe it's just a group of guys who are like, this is what we do, but they seem to be all about that bag, and we were pretty excited to hear that. So. And it all is just related to the hiking thing, right? The waist straps and the waist pockets and the way the bag kind of fits that way, instead of just being this storage block on your back. We want the bags to fit, and comfort is very, very important to us. So,
and even with that bag, your Focus bag, it has an option to add a camel pack to it, doesn't it? Or you can add a hydration system.
Yep. So we sell the Hydro Packs on our website, which is a great company out of Oakland. If you guys or anyone else hasn't heard of them, check them out. They're really cool. The whole top of the bag, is removable, so you can flip it out and clean it. It just seemed like it made sense, right? We didn't really know how to build a water bottle pocket into that bag very well. And so the bladder just right in the back panel works perfectly. And if you don't have water back there, there's room for discs, extra little discs. So it works. Yeah.
Another bag you mentioned tonight was the Shift, and it looks like it's on pre-order right now. I think it's November 14th is the release date for this bag.
They should be at the warehouse by the 11th, on or before the 11th. So I'm fingers crossed we should be shipping by the 14th. And that's our most popular.
And before you hopped on this call, Brian and I were looking at that bag, and just the design is so simple. There's 8 discs accessible from the outside, just in pouches around a water bottle. And then it looks like maybe another 7 or 8 discs going up the back. So it is about a 15, 16 disc bag.
We recommend comfortably you're looking at 16 to 17 discs. I will say, and I don't usually say this publicly because I don't want people going crazy, but I have fit 32 discs into the Shift. Those side pockets.
No way.
I actually have a photo of it. I wish I could show you somehow. Those side pockets are insanely stretchy. That was the biggest change we ever made to the Shift and the Focus, was moving from a solid material to a stretch mesh. Just allowed that bag to be both of those to be way more versatile. That was a huge change.
Yeah, I mean, even at 16 discs, it's a really nice design bag. It's unbelievably functional. Plus, even on the hip straps, there's some secret compartments. There's there's storage all over the place on this thing. Yeah,
we really took every chance we could to put some storage in, because people have little things here or there they're trying to store. The inside of the Shift, the left and right inside walls, both have mesh pockets down to the bottom, so you can kind of put things, keep them out to the side if you want. That bag's pretty dialed in. Both the Shift and the Focus are pretty dialed in. I still have some dreams for the Rebel that are coming version by version, but I've been putting some focus. We're actually working on a couple new bags that I think are really going to take us, from starter bag, our new drawstring bag at $18, really starting people out with the basic product all the way up the line. So hopefully next year will be even bigger for us. We're trying. I'm trying.
That's part of it, right? Always creating something new, always thinking of something for the future.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, and in this industry, it's tough. I'm in year 4 and I'm still feeling like such a small guy out there. It's great seeing my company's name referenced alongside with Dynamic Discs and Grip and Innova. And, I love seeing that stuff, but I'm over here grinding every day, thinking that it's good. It's good to see that. That keeps me going, but I'm not feeling at the top yet. Always work.
And not only are the bags well-designed, quality materials, but you also have a warranty with these bags as well.
Yep. Yeah. So we do a 10-year manufacturer warranty. As some people may know, so our version 2 Shifts and our version 1 Rebels, we had a pretty rough issue with the shoulder straps on those bags. Essentially just underestimating the number of discs that people were going to be storing, the amount of effort people were going to be using on the shoulder straps to lift the bag up and down. And so to today, I still am replacing those bags as they come up. People can still submit warranty requests on our support site, and we'll stand by it. But that's one I'm pretty much ready to leave behind me, because we've fixed it now, and I have not had a problem with the shoulder strap since. But we stand by our warranty, and I think lifetime is a little extreme, because let's be real, but 10 years. If I haven't released a better bag that you want in 10 years, then, you should find a new company.
And don't you also have other programs for, it looks like you have multiple, whenever you purchase multiple bags and things like that, you have programs in place for people who would want to do a refresh on their bag and things like that.
Yeah. That's actually great you brought that up. Not enough people know about that. I've been trying to stay innovative just in terms of standing apart. I am a bag company from top to bottom. I don't do discs or anything else. And so I've just tried to come up with things that keep the company unique. And so refresh was something an idea I had about 2 years ago. I just felt bad, because every bag I release, every bag I make, I still see things that I can make better. And every year that I release a new bag, I feel bad for the people who purchased last year's version, right? Because they get stuck with this bag that's, it's still new, but it, not quite the best. So what Refresh essentially is an upgrade program for your backpack. As far as I know, it's the only one out there today. So as soon as you buy a bag from our website, you're automatically entered into Refresh. And when I release new products, so like these V5 Shifts and V4 Rebels are now coming out, you can upgrade to that bag at a 30% discount. So essentially, working out the math that's where the 30% came from. Was after a year of using the product, you can likely sell it for about 30%, 40% what you paid for it, or 40% off what you paid for it, and then just come back to our site and buy the newest version and kind of just keep rocking with the latest stuff. So the people who know about it, they take advantage of it. We have people every year that are upgrading to our latest bags, but I guess I probably should put a little more time into marketing that idea so people know.
Yeah, it's a really nice, aggressive program, at least to keep loyalty. But if the bags are good, they're going to want to buy them anyway.
Exactly.
And the ability to sell it or give it to somebody who's new to the sport, who's really passionate about it, and then go ahead and get a new bag. That's really a nice feature.
Yeah. And people always ask me, people who have just heard about it for the first time, oh, do I have to send the bag back to you, to get that 30% off? And you don't. You can get, I recommend, when people ask, I recommend you pay it forward, give it to someone local at the course who could use a new bag for a great discount, just to help kind of spread the word and grow the sport. Maybe that's why I'm not, a dynamic disc today, because I'm willing to take a little bit of a hit on my margins to see things grow. But it seems to be working well, and people who know about it like it, so it's working.
And I'm sure people really appreciate that too. That's a really great program to have.
You touched on having a team a little bit and starting to put that together. If you've heard any of our previous shows, I've mentioned for about 8 years, and I had a skateboard shop. I manufactured skateboards, and I had a team of skateboarders. And people always ask me, how do I get on the team? How do I get sponsored? And that's a big part of skateboarding. But your team has some heavy hitters and so tell me a little bit about your process, or how do you get on your team, or what are you looking for when you're putting this together?
Yeah. So I've kind of built the team in the same way that I've built the company, very grassroots, I want my player to want to carry my bag. I want them to want to try other versions of my product. I want them to actually be excited when people ask them about what they're wearing, to talk about it, instead of just, it being required in a contract. My contract to be a player for me is one page. It's straightforward. Mass majority of it is just being a good person. And I think it's not all, to me and to my team, it's not all about just being, a top player to get to wear the product, but it's, being a good ambassador for the sport on and off the course. And, I think that's how I've gotten these heavy hitters. I've been surprised, like even, Climo was a huge one, Philo, and, Greg Barsby's been with us from the beginning. He was pretty local to where we are. And, Madison and Paige and Hannah and all these, they just kind of kept coming. And I've only been honest with them, and I give them as much as I can because I love all their support, but I'm not, I can't pay entrance fees like a lot of these people do. And so, I offer them product, and I offer them, support when I can, and it seems to be enough. I don't really have too many qualifications I look for. I try and make sure my top players are playing in at least 10 tournaments a year, just getting out there and making sure they're actually putting in effort, to kind of go off that, not to just be long winded, but it's like you said, people reach out to us a lot. We get a lot of people who would love to be sponsored. And I don't know, maybe I'm just kind of a sucker for people looking for some cool stuff, but I hated turning people down and, replying to these messages saying they didn't meet the cut. So if you look on our website, we have another section called the Infantry Squad. I don't know if you guys got a chance to look through that at all.
Yeah, I did a little bit.
Yeah, that's actually, guess what my follow-up question is going to be.
Oh, perfect. Walk right into it. So the Infantry Squad was another idea I had probably a little over a year ago. And the concept was it was kind of an ambassador program to bring on players who wanted to be a part of the team, who wanted to be on the website, and wanted to, get some perks from a company like mine. It was just a way to kind of open the doors to people who were more like the average Joe, the guy who liked what we were trying to do. So the teams kind of hit a little bit of a bumpy road. I tried to develop an app that allowed people to track sales online. But the concept behind the program was people would become a player on the team. They would get a pretty solid discount on a product, maybe 40 or 50% off. And then they would get their own promo code that they would pass out to people out at the course. And as bag sales come in through their promo code, they would earn perks. So after their first sale, they would get a T-shirt. After their third or fourth sale, they would get maybe a focus bag. And then they would kind of work their way up. They'd get money to the store. They'd get, just a bunch of swag to kind of keep them going, to make them feel part of the team. And then, I think the fourth sale got them on the website. There was just a big process behind it. It ended up being a lot of work for a one-man team over here to kind of manage. So it took a back burner for a while, but I've been looking back into it actually in the last couple of days. So I think that might be something we reach back out to.
Yeah, that's a nice feature. Especially if you're using the product, you're passionate about it. I know just Brian and I talking about it before the call, we were just admiring some of the bags so much, but to have that same passion, use the bag, show somebody at the course, and then just for doing that, you're going to give them a little kickback.
Yeah,
that's a nice program to build out.
Yeah. So the app is really the perfect situation. Had the app, it's not quite done yet, and I don't know when it'll be done. But the app was, instead of perks, you would get a percentage of each purchase back. We would essentially be paying you cash for the effort you put in, for being a part of the team. And the harder you work, the more you get, and you can work your way up. And it goes back to me clearly being able to being okay giving up part of my margins to grow the sport. But, I don't know, people seem to like it. So it's waiting out, but there's a couple hundred people on the list that I know I need to reach out to. So if you're one of them, I know you're there. Trust me.
So your bags are available online. You have upperparkdesigns.com, but you also have select retailers around the country.
We do. We've been pretty picky with our retailers. I haven't just allowed anyone in. I think that I don't want to flood the market with the product. I'd like to pick a store that has influence in the area and, let them be the retailer for the bags instead of having people compete against it. And that's worked pretty well. So, we're still adding stores, especially now that we got product coming again soon, but that's really been the plan. So if no one's close to you, let me know, and I'll try and find a store near you.
We actually have a location about 2 hours from us in Altoona, which is I think it was Keystone.
Yeah.
Keystone Disc Golf. Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes they come out to local tournaments.
Oh, good. Yeah. I love that.
We see them out in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So that's the kind of thing I look for, right? A store that's going a little above and beyond and, giving back to the community, helping be a part of stuff. That's definitely part of it. So, it's not just anyone who reaches out gets in. I ask questions and make sure that maybe I'm just too controlling, but I like to make sure my brand is being represented in the right way. And, that goes for my players as well as the stores.
Excellent. So we do know you have some product shipping mid-November. So you'll be fully stocked on some of your new models. What else can we look forward from Upper Park in 2017?
Now that question is something that very few people know the answer to. So, I might as well tell you. So we're working on a couple new things. Prodigy frickin' Prodigy beat us to the market with the practice bag, the essentially the disc storage bag. It's just a duffel bag for discs. We had started working on that kind of not seriously, but not thinking anyone would get into that space too quick. That is a bag that we've pretty much dialed down. Ours is going to be a little more expensive than the Prodigy bag. We're using nicer materials. We're putting a little more focus on some extra storage, but we will be it as of right now. I'm actually looking at it on the other side of the table. It'll hold about 45 drivers, and I'm hoping for it to retail around $40. So wow. that it's a pretty cool bag. I find myself kind of taking everything I need in it, and it's always in my trunk. I'm just filled up with whatever I need, and the dividers that are in it, even if it's not full, I have plenty of space for other stuff in there. So that's what I'm looking forward to. That should be out sometime next year. The other bags, I actually have two more. The other one that I'm really excited for. I'm super pumped for people to see, and I think there's for all the bags in the market today, I think there's still room for both of these. The first one, I'm calling it the Pinch backpack. I'm hoping to retail it for about $50, and it's an urban style disc golf bag. So I've actually found myself using it as my daily commuter bag. So I put my laptop in it, my headphones in it, my water bottle in it, and then when I go out and play, it's the one I use every day. I just take the stuff out and swap it out with discs. So it holds about 12 discs, huge water bottle pockets. It's very, very streamlined, very small, just kind of compact. It doesn't look like a disc golf bag unless you got it loaded with discs. But that one I think is going to be really cool. And then the last bag is kind of a secret. We've been working on doing a little collaboration with Vibram, trying to design them the bag of their dreams. And as of right now, it's coming together pretty well. I can't give out any details on it, but let's just say there's nothing else like it on the market, and it should retail for pretty reasonable price. And it doesn't compete with any of my other bags, if that helps give anything away. It's that different. So that'll be cool. But pictures of those will start coming out soon enough. The only people who know about it right now, besides my crew, is my team. And I share a lot with my team. So if you're on the team with me, you get a lot of the insider details because I take their feedback pretty seriously. That one will be out soon too, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Very nice. Well, if you want to check out these bags, it's upperparkdesigns.com. There's a shop there. You can see the team. You can learn about the refresh program and even see if there's a local retailer near you to support some local disc golf in your community. Or you can just reach out right on the website. Anything else you want to leave us with tonight, John?
Not much. I just want to see this sport keep growing. That's all I'm looking for. 4 years in, I'm not feeling very big, but I'm definitely feeling the wave of the growth. That's what I like to see. And anything I can do to help, I want to be more involved. Oh, wait, there was one other bag I didn't mention, the drawstring bag. I mentioned that real quick, but if you guys know, if anyone who's listening has any tournaments or anything that's looking for player pack products, that something I didn't even know when coming up with this, that is a great bag for players packs. It's easy to screen print on. And so we've actually partnered with a couple tournaments to get 100 or so of them screen printed for their player packs. So that's what I'm looking forward to too. But
very cool.
Yeah.
I was looking at the draw, and does it have anything inside of the drawstring? Is it an empty bag in there, or?
Yes, it's mainly an empty bag right on the opposite side of the disc pocket. On the inside is a Velcro. It's kind of a slip pocket.
I see.
Velcro, and so it's more of like a little hidden compartment. If there's a cell phone or keys or whatever, can go down in that. And the whole bottom is open for discs. Yeah.
Great. So you can even fit a jacket in there or something like that. If you're
so when I test all the bags that I release personally, and I found myself most of the time, just keeping a light jacket at the bottom and then putting the discs on top of the jacket. And it works perfectly. It's surprisingly got a lot of storage. I would say more than the Focus, because that bag has none. But it's a cool little bag, especially for the price. So hopefully it does well.
Yeah, you have it on sale right now, regularly $25. You have it for under $18. Yep. It comes in 3 colors. And if you're just passing through an area, or there's a 9-hole course, so you just want to hit it for a half hour, 40 minutes, that this bag is perfect for that kind of situation. You know, a little pitch and putt park, 200-foot holes. This is a great bag, lightweight, lots of storage space.
Yeah, it's a cool little bag. So hopefully that does well. It actually just went on sale. We officially checked them into inventory on Friday.
Okay.
So I was doing pre-sales for a while, and they just started shipping Monday. So it's been pretty good so far, but I probably need to push that a little harder too.
Yeah, because you got it right now. You got it about 30% off. So take advantage of that. How long will that price last for?
It'll probably be for a while. Definitely through the holidays.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't see any reason to change it. I make enough off it selling them directly to consumers. So it's at a pretty good price point right now. Yeah, it's a great bag for the holiday. If somebody getting started in disc golf, they have a couple discs they're carrying by hand. Check out the draw from Upper Park. It looks really nice. Great starter bag. Absolutely. Cool. Well, I got nothing else. You guys have drained me all my information. We got it out of you. Got it all out of me. Well, we really appreciate you sitting down with us tonight. I found out about you through Facebook, so you've had quite a strong Facebook presence lately. You're also available on Twitter and Instagram as well. Yeah, we have Twitter and Instagram. My social media girls absolutely kill it. If you have pictures or anything of our bags, send them on or tag us with it, and they'll find them. We love sharing stuff that people take. It just makes things a little easier on them having to find photos. So feel free to share with us. Awesome. Yeah, great. Thank you so much for sitting down with us. This has been really informative. I've learned a lot about bags tonight, and I do have my eye on one now. So yeah, happy I could stop by and let you guys know a little more about the bag industry.
Yeah, thanks so much, John. It was a real pleasure.
Thanks for having me, guys. All right, we're back. Brian's here. What a great interview we just did. That's how we should. Brian, we were amazing in that interview.
You know what? So was John. It was absolutely great to hear from him and get to know him. I'm really excited to see what John has coming next as well. Like he really has a lot of great ideas. He's always improving upon what he's doing. So I am absolutely excited for him and what he's doing with his company now.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. We hope you appreciated the interview here with John. We had a great time doing it. If you did like this content and you are enjoying the podcast, we're putting a lot of time and effort into it. We're hoping that you enjoyed. And if you do, if you could share the love, if you could rate us 5 stars or leave us a review, it would mean so much to us if you could do that over on iTunes. That's it. We're done. We're out of here, Brian. You want to send it home?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, guys, thanks so much for listening to another podcast. Remember to get out there and bang some chains.